A fashion designer's impact goes beyond the runway. They change the way we look at ourselves and those around us. Video fashion designers chronicles their past successes and follows their evolution into the 21st century.
I love American sportswear. I love classic clothes, but I love looking at them in a new way.
For more than 3 decades, Michael Kors continues to reign as the king of all things classic. Establishing his iconic label in 1981, Kors has never strayed far from his jet-set aesthetic of chic, luxurious American sportswear, making him one of the most in-demand designers of the 21st century.
Michael's classic American style, it's beautiful, beautifully constructed, easy to wear, elegant, never overdone. It's like a go-to. There's always something beautiful to wear.
He does beautiful classic things, and I love that. I love that he, really cares about the woman's body, because I love that. I don't like to be in a tent. I love, to show off the body.
Well, he has such iconic shapes. When you look at a Michael Kors woman, she seems like fully realized. There's nothing sort of like trite or young or youthful or trending about her. She's her finger's on the pulse of fashion, yet it doesn't seem trendy, it seems timeless.
No one does that kind of luxurious, modern sportswear the way that he does. I just think that his clothes have such a beautiful, streamlined, tailored quality to them. And I want to live in Michael's world. It just seems so incredibly glamorous.
I'm always kind of thinking about what they have in their closet, but what's missing. What would be new, what would be next? And I'm a little ADD myself, so I'm always kind of ready for what is next and what's new, but within the realm of really what works for the customer.
Michael's knack for knowing what his customer needs, including those of First Lady Michelle Obama, has garnered him numerous accolades, almost as long as the list of products that bear his name. Accessories, swimwear, menswear, fragrance. With 400 stores in 89 countries and his stint on TV's Project Runway, Michael Kors is a household name the world over.
I think, fashion fame's a nice kind of fame. You get a nice seat in a restaurant, you get waited on well, but you don't have to deal with insane paparazzi. But you are the brand, and I think it's nice for people to know that there's a person behind all this. The clothes didn't just appear in your closet.
It was obvious in 2011, when Kors took his company public and its stock skyrocketed, that people knew who was behind the effortlessly glamorous clothes. After launching the largest fashion IPO in history and vaulting the company into a multi-billion-dollar brand, Kors continues to rock the new millennium.
I think he's finally reached that place where, I think all great designers get there, where, this is me. Don't ask me to do anything else, because this is me, and you know what? It's really good enough.
Celebrity fans willingly joined the media frenzy to show support for New York superstar designer Michael Kors.
Big fan, yes.
We're hearkening to Hollywood here. This is really talking about a more polished time that I also see a lot of today. There's a blend really of, looking at the Hitchcock moment. But then if you look at the Hitchcock girls and you think about, Tippi Hedren, and you think about Kim Novak, but think about Amy Winehouse. There's definitely, I think, a lot of cross-current going on between that. Same thing with the guys, there's definitely something going on that young people want to look polished and dressed up again.
I think Michael's clothes are amazing. He knows how to dress a woman, make her feel sexy and beautiful and classy at the same time. He's an amazing designer.
He just never disappoints anybody. I don't know, it's just the way every single woman wants to look. Put together, polished, not too sexy, but just sexy enough. His use of color and mix of fabrics, superb collection from Michael Kors.
These are clothes that I think that, you want to hold on to for You know, these are not Friday night, I'm going to toss it on Saturday kind of clothes. So these are investment clothes, but they're also, there's something, you know, very refined and classic, but then the colors and the textures and the patterns, I think, are all things that are kind of very joyous.
He understands what women want, and he, you know, he knows that women want to be feminine, they want to look beautiful, they want to be glamorous, and he delivers it with luxury.
There's a real luxury of just getting dressed, putting it on, and you look in the mirror, you're like, I feel skinny, I feel sexy, I feel hot, I'm out the door. That's luxury.
Happy anniversary, 30 years in fashion. Thank you for all you've done for women, and you look fantastic.
I still feel like a kid, I have to say. 30 years in and I still feel like a kid. You know, I'm good friends with Brooke Shields, and when she saw the picture, she said, you could have been in Blue Lagoon with me. Yeah, I was having a little bit of a Christopher Atkins moment. You know, and I'm also a little reflective. I mean, we started fitting Carmen Cass last night. She was my last fitting. She's been in my shows for 12 years, something like that. I started crying when I was fitting her, which I'm not prone to tears normally.
Yes, it was very emotional. You know, not only that it's such a close friendship, but it's also inspiration. And of course, his 30th anniversary, and it's just, it's incredible, you know.
Listen, a fashion show is truly like, you know, giving birth. You know, we work on this for almost a year. So it's exciting to see it all come together. I went to FIT in the late 70s and dropped out and started designing right away for Lothar's. And then I started my business in '81. So I really started reflecting about my experience of, you know, coming to New York in the late 70s, which was an amazing moment. So I really thought about each decade that I've worked in fashion and what were the things that really resonate to me. The sporty decadence of the 70s, the body and the athleticism that we've, you know, worked with in the 80s, the spareness of the 90s, the exuberance of the aughties. And today it's all about a postmodern mix. You mix it all up.
I think that his clothes are absolutely great. He dresses adult women, you know, as well as children, which is a huge thing. His clothes are easy, they're comfortable, they're chic. His clothes never overpower the wearer, but always compliment.
He just does such really great accessories you can just wear, you know, day to day, and then really great dresses for the carpet. I love that he does a lot of neutrals like blacks and whites and beiges, but then he also does really fun color pieces. So, you know, you can go either way, fun or serious.
I think that one thing that's happened is all the rules have gone. You know, the idea of, you know, how you dress at a certain age or how you dress depending on where you live, and the world has gotten smaller. You know, when I first started, American fashion was for America, and that has changed tremendously.
So Bergdorf's is really kind of his home away from home, and we have a very special relationship with him, and we will be celebrating his birthday.
He really is the great American sportswear designer, I think, now. He always bridges that really, really well. The girls look polished, chic. I'm just really happy. He's at the top of his game. It's great.
I'm the Energizer Bunny, and I'm always kind of ready for what's next, and I'm curious, but at the same time, I'm consistent and I'm focused. And the exuberance is something you never want to lose in fashion. And, you know, when I see all the young designers in New York, and a lot of them have worked for me or interned for me, you know, I know what they're feeling, you know. I mean, I shipped all the clothes myself. I packed them. I did everything. And, you know, it was an exciting moment, but it still is. This season, we're definitely playing with the idea that you can have all this texture and all these things that are very cozy, that kind of take you to a lodge. Think about tweed and think about mohair, but mix it with lace, mix it with satin, so you can take it into the city. Well, texture was really the main thing here. Lots of beautiful hand knits, shearlings, faux fur and real fur. Everything just cozy that you just want to touch. I was joking, there are coats that, you feel like, oh, I grabbed the most amazing cashmere blanket and I just wrap myself in that coat.
It was stunning. It was just stunning. The ponchos, the layering, the shoes were incredible. It was just gorgeous. It was just true American sportswear luxury. Honestly, I wanted everything that came down the runway.
The show was amazing. Michael certainly knows how to deliver. My favorite's that chunky knit. It's all about a chunky knit as we go into the fall season. If you don't get a chunky knit, probably better not leave the house. Of course, crimson red, which is really a signature color for Michael, and fur, fur, fur.
There's one fur coat that I wore in the showroom pretty much all day yesterday.
Lucky you, which one?
Fox, about 3/4 length. I love that.
Excellent, luxurious sportswear. I think it's very clever the way he takes kind of American raw materials and makes them, very high end.
I think I started wearing fur because of Michael. Knitted furs, fabulous. I loved it. I loved the little bit of glamour, the sparkle under the big sweaters. It was very casual, very sexy, very comfortable. Loved it.
It's that kind of rugged, outdoorsy, but urban. And he does it with polish, and it was another great show.
It's like a glam camping.
Yeah, glamping. Good for glamping.
If you can take that kind of experience and bring it into your everyday life, I think it's great. Last fall we had this very kind of strong, very urban looking collection. It just kind of come out of, the whole idea of Sandy and just urban survival and the toughness of a big city. And when I started working on this, I thought, you know what? We all go out to dinner and no one's talking to each other. Everyone's plugged into their devices, and it's time for some romance.
I think there's a romanticism back in fashion, and it's quite ladylike, it's quite flirty, it's not at all in your face, and that was the best expression of it.
I was feeling that he might have been looking a bit back to Katharine Hepburn. There was definitely a kind of a 1940s vibe to it, a little vintagey, but it had a lot of ease to it, and I think that that's something that if I have kind of a bit of a takeaway from spring, I'm going to say ease.
When the weather gets warm, to be able to put on something that catches the breeze is fantastic. Kill the legging. Let's have a pant that takes a little air and moves. Let's look at skirts and dresses that kind of let your leg breeze through.
For me, it's just the quintessence of kind of joyous, upbeat American fashion. Not too much to think about. Clothes that are always going to make the wearer look good and always flattering. Get up and go clothes.
I think his clothes look really, really beautiful on a woman's body.
He's so light and friendly, and so that's always nice. Whenever you're a fan of somebody's designs and they happen to be lovely,
It makes you want to be around them a little bit more and wear their clothes more.
Well, I've done Michael shows for a very long time now. It's been 14 years, and Michael hasn't changed, hasn't aged. He still has that great energy, you know, always smiling, being positive, and having a good time, and also creating an amazing fashion and growing his business. So I'm really happy and proud of him. I'm so happy that I'm here today.
We were down in the Caribbean and we were in a house that had white linen curtains. And I was sitting there and we were listening to some really beautiful romantic music, and the wind was blowing the curtains. And I thought, that's just a mood that you really want to be in. And then the fabrics start to speak to me. Texture becomes really important. And then, you know, it's like a baby. 9 months later, here we are. Well, I think this season I really thought about convergence, and I thought about this big city life that I live and so many of my customers live. You need a sort of this consistent sense of polish, but then all of us who are urban big city creatures, we all crave unplugging. Everyone wants to unplug, and for me, kind of the most amazing place to unplug is out in Northern California in Big Sur. Nature is everywhere you look, and there's an easiness that you feel when you're out there, that you want to put your hands in your pockets. You want to throw on a bedroom slipper. How do you have that easiness? How do you have that sense of laid-back glamour that still feels polished and chic and works in the city? It's the best of both.
Michael loves the good life. He loves men, women, everybody should wake up with a big stupid grin on their face, you know, and either head for the beach or head for something wonderful, and he doesn't see any reason why you shouldn't be happy. And his clothes are designed to do that.
Everyone I know loves to live in their gym clothes. So how do you have that kind of easiness in a glamorous way? So, you know, takes on cashmere sweats, fabulous bias charmeuse slips. A lot of texture is really key, whether it's beautiful embroideries, but embroideries for day, not for evening. So it's, you know, feathers and leather embroidered onto beautiful coats and skirts and dresses, so that you can in fact wear these extravagant pieces every day. And delicious, delicious sweaters. A lot of hand knit sweaters in mohair and alpaca. The whole thing has this easiness that I think is perfect because, you know, let's be frank, we can't all escape to Big Sur, but when we get dressed the right way, we can.
I love Michael Kors' collection. I thought it was so good because I love that juxtaposition of the great tailoring and then with the more softer chiffon dresses. And it was that yin and yang which gave us such a relaxed sophistication, which I think is absolutely right for next fall. Don't you think that to be sophisticated now and to be elegant now, it also has to look easy and not like you've tried too hard? And it was that just to me really came home as being an ideal wardrobe for the woman that loves luxury.
I'm both a fan and a friend. I started as a fan, I became a friend, and I'm still a fan, always. Well, he has such iconic shapes, and it's like when you look at a Michael Kors woman, she seems like fully realized. There's nothing sort of like trite or young or youthful or trending about her. She's very, you know, her fingers on the pulse of fashion, yet it doesn't seem trendy, it seems timeless.
Michael has sort of a wonderful sort of glorious modernity to him. And I think he's finally reached that place where, you know, this is me. Don't ask me to do anything else because this is me, and you know what? It's really good enough.
What works for one designer doesn't work for another, but what I do is so based in getting people dressed for life. For me, it's so important to see what's going on the street all around the world. I think my job is to kind of know the pulse and know what people want before they know it themselves. And I'm thrilled. I love seeing people on the street wearing Michael Kors. It's great. You know, it's funny. I always think the first few years of a decade are kind of the hangover of the previous. And now that we're mid-decade, I don't think it's about this obvious bling bling in your face anymore. It seems old-fashioned to me. But then at the same time, we all love opulence, we all love glamour. So this was really finding the yin and yang between opulence and restraint. And thinking about women who personified that for me, going back to the 1930s, thinking about the Duchess of Windsor. She was so elegant and so chic and very glamorous, but very restrained. Going into the 60s and thinking about Babe Paley, the same thing. You know, one of my favorite movies is Chinatown, Roman Polanski's movie with Faye Dunaway. It's the 70s, but it's the 30s. She has this very elegant restraint. And then we take it right into the 90s in New York and think about Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. And she had that same kind of glamorous, luxurious approach to dressing that was at the same time very understated. So it's really thinking about that opulent restraint. This one is a very sumptuous one. Tactile, sumptuous, textures. This time, everything from feathers embroidered onto tweed for day and onto cashmere. Beautiful paisleys and foulards, damasks. We even have a fabulous damask mink coat. From a distance, you're like, oh, is that a classic mink coat? And then you realize, no, it's definitely not. And then all of this incredible knitwear, especially when the weather gets like this. You want to put on something that's cozy and comfortable, but at the same time, still feels sexy and glamorous.
I loved Michael's show this season. It felt really opulent. I think that Michael has really been on a roll lately, and he's just sort of gotten into the groove. I mean, I just left there feeling so upbeat and happy about the world. And, you know, that's part of what fashion is supposed to do, I think, to make the world a prettier and a better place. And I think that, you know, he definitely knows how to do that.
You know, fashion is always about staying ahead of the curve. I am inherently curious. I love to travel. I love to read, pop culture obsessed, because today the world is shrinking. When I started over 30 years ago, my idea of international was Toronto, Canada. So going forward, stay curious, stay excited, which I still am. It's a faster world, so designers have to think faster.